The holidays are a magical time of year, and what better time to count down some magical villains than with today's video, the top 10 most powerful mystical supervillains. Let's hop right into the numbers, shall we? Coming in at number 10, we have the evil sorcerer Watan. One of the arch enemies of the classic DC hero Dr. Fate, Watan is a green-skinned magic wielder that has managed to fight Dr. Fate over the ages by constantly reincarnating themselves into a new body and form after each defeat, seemingly incapable of having their spirit totally destroyed. Originally a woman from the Stone Age who had trained in black magic, and also rumored to be connected to a Viking goddess, Watan is one of the oldest villains throughout all of DC Comics history, and will likely continue to be a magical thorn in Dr. Fate's side for the rest of time. Coming in at number 9, we have Eclipso, the former Wrath of God. A supernatural agent of chaos with his face permanently in the shade of a constant eclipse, Eclipso claimed to be the one who carried out the biblical flood of Noah's Ark, and that he was replaced in his position as the physical embodiment of God's wrath by the Spectre because Eclipso was simply too violent and angry for the role. Older than almost every other being on Earth, Eclipso has fought many heroes over the years, and even though he no longer possesses the power of a full god, he is still an extremely dangerous magical being, and who knows what he'll try to do next to regain his godly power. Coming in at number 8, we've got Black Adam. Born 5,000 years ago as a slave in the country of Kahndaq, Adam was gifted the powers of all the gods, similarly to how Billy Batson would be several millennia later. However, after freeing himself and the other slaves, Adam wasn't content to lead a life of peace, instead choosing to become the violent leader of Kahndaq and ruling with an iron fist. Horrified at the destruction being caused by his powers, the wizard Shazam within the Rock of Eternity sealed away Black Adam for thousands of years, choosing to wait for a more suitable heir to all of his power. Of course, once Black Adam was unleashed once again by the research of Dr. Sivana, he was dead set on getting back the position of power that he believes Billy Batson has unjustly stolen from him. Coming in at number 7, we have the Enchantress, and to be more specific, we're talking about the Enchantress known as June Moon from the DC universe, and not the Enchantress from Marvel's Thor comics, although honestly, either Enchantress could probably earn a spot on this list. In this case, the Enchantress is a dark magical personality that was awakened within the young artist June Moon, transforming her physically into a magic-wielding sorceress whenever she chooses to call upon its power, or during moments of great emotional turmoil. And while June herself likely doesn't count as a supervillain given that she generally wants what's best for everyone, but the actual Enchantress entity, she's a being of pure destruction, and only June's strength of will is capable of holding her back. Coming in at number 6, we have the Marvel entity known as Nightmare. One of the Fear Lords, a group of demons that gain their power from human suffering and misery, Nightmare has been a longtime villain of Doctor Strange and any other Marvel hero that dares to wander into the magical realm of sleep. Capable of bringing any sleeping person's astral form into his nightmare realm, Nightmare is one of the few Marvel villains that relies almost entirely on mental manipulation and tricks, as he's much weaker if he's ever brought into the physical waking world. Even with this limitation, Nightmare is a ruthless foe, and is always searching for another way to bring everyone in existence into his dark world of fitful slumber. Coming in at number 5, we've got another Marvel demon with the infamous Mephisto. Perhaps best known for being behind the One More Day event that saw Spider-Man's marriage with Mary Jane Parker get wiped from the timeline, Mephisto is one of the closest things that the Marvel Universe has to a Satan character, and uses humanity's belief in a devil to inspire even more fear in his powers. Extremely powerful and considered a Class 2 demon, Mephisto often finds himself in conflict with some of the more magical or even cosmic heroes of this universe, although his preferred preferred method of work is manipulating events from afar. And with Mephisto having recently become a major player in Spider-Man lore again, as the true reasoning behind his obsession with Peter Parker's marriage is slowly being revealed, we definitely haven't seen the last of the Marvel Universe's devil. Coming in at number 4, we have Baron Mordo. A student of the mystical Ancient One for decades before Dr. Stephen Strange even injured his hands, Baron Karl Mordo was long suspected by the Ancient One as having an impure heart, but nevertheless was taught magic as a potential next Sorcerer Supreme. However, Mordo's ambitions for power were too great, and he was banished from the Ancient One's sanctum for contacting the dread entity called Dormammu. With Dr. Stephen Strange being trained in his place as a Sorcerer Supreme, specifically to stop any future plans of Mordo's, the Baron embraced his role as a magical villain and has been a persistent enemy of Strange and his allies ever since. Coming in at number 3, we have the demonic Trigon the Terrible. Hailing from the dimension of Azarath, Trigon is best known as being the evil father of Raven, one of the key members of the Teen Titans. Born from the darkness shed from humanity inside his own dimension, Trigon sought to have a child tethering him to the earthly realm, and thus seduced Raven's mother while in an angelic disguise. With Raven having become a hero determined to use her magic to fight against her father's wishes, Trigon has become one of the largest threats the Teen Titans, or even the rest of the DC universe, have ever faced, and in recent years has been building up a new army from within his hellish dimension. Coming in at number 2, we have the Lord of Dread himself, Dormammu. The true nemesis of Dr. Stephen Strange, Dormammu is literally millions of years old, and born from a realm of pure magic before eventually conquering the vast expanse known as the Dark Dimension, a reality without time, and combined his own magic with that of the entire Dark Realm. With the Baron Mordo acting as his earthly disciple, Dormammu has long wished to conquer Earth and expand his domain, with only the efforts of Doctor Strange having been successful in holding him back so far. With his magic even being powerful enough to alter the spells of Odin the Allfather, Dormammu is one of the most powerful magical beings in the entire Marvel multiverse. But hold that thought though, because finally coming in at our top spot, we have the infamous Victor Von Doom. Now, when you think of Doctor Doom, you might think of his more scientist-esque depictions in the movies, or his many uses of technology in the comics as the leader of Latveria, such as his army of Doombots. However, the true danger of Doctor Doom is in his utilization of both technology and magic together, as the Fantastic Four's nemesis has long been a powerful sorcerer alongside his technical genius and power as the leader of a country. Introduced to the mystical arts by his own mother, Doom has proven to be so adept at magic that he was even briefly considered as a potential Sorcerer Supreme. However, given that he often uses his magic for kinda evil purposes, it's probably for the best if Doctor Doom just remains a doctor for the time being. That's all the time we have for today's list, so thank you all so much for watching. As always, I've been Josh Busker, and I'll see you all next time, Nerd Squad.